So I've been going back and forth about what I wanted to do for this occasion. If you don't know, today is my 25th birthday, and last night I celebrated living a quarter of life. I know for a lot of people that's not such a big deal, but I've learned that you need to celebrate all your special moments because these are experiences that you've made. Throughout the 25 years, I've learned so much. Small things that later turn into big things, like taking care of your body inside and out, because it's the only one that you'll have. Being sure to love all the parts of myself, and even the ones that make me the most insecure, because perfection amongst people does not exist. I've learned that you can never be perfect for another person if you don't embrace who you are and learn to love yourself in the smallest steps. Take your time loving yourself and figure out how to celebrate you, because the most rewarding thing that you can do is invest in the relationship that you share with yourself. I've learned that the simple things are the best things to get to where you're going, and that everything doesn't have to be this grand story to tell. It's okay for things to actually seem too easy because you worked hard to make it that way. I'm not sure why the brain works this way, but it is okay to rest and to allow yourself the time to enjoy the fruits of your labor while you're in the moment. First quarter has shown me how caught up in meaningless things that I can become, and how consumed in my own work ethic that can make me. It's shown me that I have to step away sometimes to find the things that center myself. There's a trap that I've always found myself in, which is overthinking, being overcritical and harsh, and I'm constantly reminding myself
A lot of times, no one cares. Absolutely no one cares the way that you care.
and this isn't a bad thing to understand. It's actually freeing.
It's okay to just chill sometimes, you know? Even though it's really fucking scary a lot of the time, don't let it take away from you doing something that you want to do, and sometimes you have to be brave enough to just do it.
I've learned that bravery can be developed. In reality, everyone is afraid of something, although you have to know what's worth working through. In the last 25 years, I've shown myself that the hardest things to work through is a balance in life. How do you know when you're doing too much? How do you know when you're not doing enough? Finding this balance when it comes to professional life, hobbies, friendships, relationships, and so much more can be so taxing. I've had to learn, though, that there are only 24 hours in a day, and sometimes when you're lost in the haze, you have to submit to the idea that you can only do what you can do, and that has to be good enough. Trust yourself enough to know that you will always put your best foot forward in all situations of life, and whatever that action yields you, it'll make you happy because the intention was genuine. Speaking about intentions, I have learned that good intentions can come disguised as so many things, and so can bad ones. That is one of those things that you can only control what you can control, but always make sure that you have good intentions with yourself. Unfortunately, this world is not made up of solely good intentioned people, and that's okay. It makes the journey a little bit more fun. A little more fun was me also realizing that you can eat the things that you want to, and don't be so hard on yourself for the way that you fluctuate throughout life phases. You look back and you realize that you never really cared about what you were fighting yourself over internally.
I've had to learn that you have to take time to be by yourself in order to learn who you are as a person and to learn what makes you happy. There are times where you're going to have these hard no's, and they're actually hard no's, and there are times where you're going to have really easy yeses, and there's sometimes where you're going to have to just learn that it's not actually a no, it's just a I don't want to say yes because I'm scared. This year in my life, like reflecting back, I've learned that sometimes things that feel impossible, that's just the universe telling you that you don't need those things in your life, because nothing in your life should feel impossible. Not saying that anything shouldn't be hard sometimes, but nothing should feel impossible or like you're breaking your back trying to do something. Sometimes you have to just know that you have to take a leap on yourself or a chance on yourself and being alone and whatever that may mean. And you will find the things that make you happy in being alone. And it's not as scary as people may think.
Remember that as you go through life, there will be things that feel unimportant and robotic and may have you feeling like you're stuck in a bit of a loop. Although routine can be beneficial, and it's something that you will learn to thrive in. In the chaos of life, we do need some sort of stability, whatever that may look like for you. This last quarter of my life has taught me that you will find what works for you along the way without searching for it. You have to be strong and courageous enough to enjoy the ride and embrace the peaks and the valleys, because they're inevitable. Even when you don't know how to be strong enough, always remember that you have survived 100% of your worst days. So keep going. For all that have been on this journey with me, I thank you and I love you. This is my ode to Q1.